Welcome to my nightmare.
Bonjour à tous. It is the Fabulous Ones and Lim Ruggiero with another video. And the title of this video is entitled Freddy's Dead, Beware of Black Elders. I wrote these entries all the way back in 2017. I will only say allegedly on things I've heard, not on my actual experiences. Those are not allegations. These things really happen. Before I begin, in case this video is late, but in May of 2025, a man in this presentation's sister was at the DMV with my brother and I waved at her as she was departing the building, and she put her head down and walked off. I know she knows who I am. Of course not. I'm your neighbor's daughter. Well, your brother's neighbor's daughter. So of course she does. Her brother and sister-in-law live across the street from us, just like I just said. I was telling Creole Bella that family has no dark-skinned people in it. Even the lesbians are real bright-skinned people. What she saw was some dark-skinned younger woman having the audacity to speak to her. Well, ma'am, I don't speak to you garbage-ass light-skins anyway. I don't even like light-skinned people or biracial women. I don't have an issue with biracial men, though. We're going to make another video exploring the ego and narcissism of light-skinned and biracial women. So let's get into our presentation. July 7th, 2017. I just found out that the black male alone across the street from our house has died. My brother approached me about it, and I'll be honest, I am not sad about this news. I told my parents about it. He approached me again and said, "You have mixed feelings about it," which is true. I do have mixed feelings about the news. Why? I have removed this post from the other blog and will post it here. Please remember the disclaimer above stating that this is disturbing. Oh yeah, in case I haven't said about now, but yeah, what you're about to hear is very, very disturbing. So, I would like to talk about this man who lives across the street from us. I think he is in his 70s, he is, but still walks around as if he's in his 50s. I believe he's some type of mulatto, or at least has a lot of white ancestry. Might have been Creole, who knows? It doesn't matter. I have been hearing a lot of unnerving stories about this man. From the fact that he spies on us with binoculars, then calling my stepsisters and telling them what they are wearing, to his history of R-word, incest, and pedophily. You are probably wondering why he does this, because as I mentioned in the last post, which you guys probably don't know about because I've taken a lot of crap down from my blog, the females in the family aren't protected. The poor, pathetic, sorry excuses of males are. And in the fact that your parents have practically given up on you after you've reached a certain age, but still look out for the men, regardless of their age. It's like walking into a battlefield unarmed and praying the enemy doesn't attack and unalive you. Over the years, one of my stepsisters will tell me about the man who lives across the street. She told me that he has preyed on her and her older sister ever since they were children. She told me that this man R-worded his own sisters and stepdaughter to the point where she had to run away to our house. He was sleeping with his own sister. He was M-wording his stepdaughter. And I'm guessing that lady who I just told you guys about, she was probably one of the chicks he was screwing. Oh my goodness. Anyway, ironic enough, when he crossed the street into our house, he was on the phone with the older stepsister he allegedly slept with. That shit made me very uncomfortable. So the stepdaughter would run away to our house, and my stepsister would sneak her in and hide her from him. When I heard that shit, my body was boiling. Then my stepsister told me that one time, while her and her children were alone at our house, he sneaked into the house and closed the door. She was ironing her clothes to go to work, and when she saw him enter the kitchen, he offered to give her money and that he was returning. When he departed the house, she told her kids to lock all of the doors and windows. I can't recall if she said that he tried to get back in or not. I can't ask her because she's currently in prison. We're going to talk about that very, very soon too. Who in the hell does this shit? When you are unprotected in your family, what do you expect? How does this affect me? Exactly as mentioned in the last paragraph. Once the couple gives birth to another daughter, the pedophile begins to prey on that child as well. He started preying on me around my late teens. It doesn't matter how old I was. I don't like older men. This man's own wife left his ass 10 years ago after he cheated on her with a younger female and got her pregnant. He also got robbed by 2 women after they made him undress and left his ass with no clothes and money. I think it was at a motel. Yet with all of this information, my parents won't stop talking about this man. One time he wanted a hug from me. I gave him a half hug. Then he says, no, give me a hug, meaning full frontal. I asked my mom that day why, and she said he wanted to feel your chest. I know you're still asking, why was your mom standing there and allow this? I've got more. Over the past couple of years, he has been coming to our yard just to hit on me. He thought I was stupid until my stepsister started rambling on about his past. I own some boots. One time I stepped out of the car there. He was behind the car waiting for me to get out. He saw the boots and told me to walk in front of him in them. I stepped out the house again and he was like, well, damn, Zen. I hope you don't hit anybody with those boots. You mean you? In 2015, on Halloween, I wore a Princess Katana costume. It was raining that day, and my parents told me to go to the front yard. I was by the house while my dad was taking my picture. I could hear someone saying, damn. I ignored it and continued posing. I heard him say to my dad, you look like you need help. I think my dad just put his hand up. I immediately ran into the house. I think he came into the yard. I think if he came into the yard, I would have taken a screw out of my fan and stabbed him in the neck with it. I recently bleached my hair, and he had the audacity to grab my hair in front of my parents. I was trying so hard not to reach into my purse for my nail filer and stab him in the stomach. I am more pissed at my parents for not saying do not touch my daughter. And speaking of kids, I have no idea why my mom still talked to him after he accused her of getting my older stepbrother, rest in peace to him, to break into his daughter's truck, and he was spreading that rumor all over town. This is the reason why I don't respect nor take my parents seriously. One time he gave my mother a bag of shoes to give to me to look through. I didn't bother looking through the bag and told her to give it back to him. He had the audacity to ask, why did it take you so long to say no? Nigga, what the fuck? Edit from my G Plus account, rest in peace to that, from May 2nd, 2013. The neighbor across the street seems to be mad at my parents. He asked my dad why it took me 3 days to try on those ugly ass boots he gave me. I didn't want them. I don't accept gifts from men. Somehow he knew that I was working. My mom claims he spies on us, and I believe her. I know they didn't tell him shit about me working. With that being said, I wouldn't have time to try on those ugly boots. I'm a businesswoman. He can be mad all he wants. He can kiss my ass. You know what else I've noticed about him? He thinks he's so slick. He would come into the yard once we were about to leave, knowing I'd probably be going with him, or while we're sitting in the yard, he'd come into the yard, ignores me, and starts running his mouth to the family. The most recent he'd do is park his truck behind his house. Let me talk about that right quick. Even his weird ass daughter, her boyfriend, and her daughter, you see, because their house has like a back driveway on the side. So they have 2 driveways. So if they want to fool people into thinking they not there, they started parking their cars behind, like on side of the house where you can't see it because there's another house right next to them. I was like, oh, so they're doing that shit like they daddy did. Bunch of weirdos. So anyway, making it seem as if he's not home until I'm outside and he decides to come into the yard. The icing on the cake, I was totally disgusted at the fact that he flicked his tongue at my father, indicating that's all he can do to a woman now. All I could think was he sending hints to my dad that he wanted to do that to me. I will never forget the look on his face when I answered him with, huh? He had the annoyed look like he wanted to come over and hit me for disrespecting him. Where was the respect for his high yellow Creole damn near white looking wife? I am getting fed up with this crap, and people wonder why I'm trying so hard to get the hell from down here. Yeah, so I've been saying this for years, so yeah. I am not safe. I am not protected. I feel like no one gives a shit about me, whether or not any of these drug dealers, criminals, or predators are going to somehow sneak into the house, R-word me, beat me up, or unalive me. Or should I say assault me. For many years, I've often had to avoid going outside because of the fact that many of the men in my area have been trying to screw me for years. They will slow down their cars, stalk me in their cars, or stare at me while I'm outside. Recently, this black guy comes into the yard to help my mom with her car. He's eyeing me up and down as he spoke, staring and shit. My gaydar went off immediately, and I'm like, wait a minute, are you, yeah. No, I don't live in the hood. I live in the suburb. It's kind of like a mixed hood bird. It's not always a hood where the criminals are. Black suburbs also have this issue. Many of these pedophiles, whether male or female, are in our neighborhoods, and because they're nice and good at hiding their past, it often gets overlooked. It's sick. Edit. I also wanted to add in how he's a known spy, and it was always our family he was primarily spying on and watching. Every time a woman is new in the area, he's gone all of his way to get acquainted with her. And luckily for the last black chick who moved here and left, she had a man already. Just wish I had gotten to know her. She could have been the best friend I was looking for. I just don't trust people. But he was always hiding who he was behind a smile and an act of kindness. I was the only one who saw through him. I saw his true colors form once that smile faded. His feelings even got hurt by the old black pervert whose opinion he asked for regarding some ragged ass car he wanted to fix. He gave his honest answer in my Clay Thompson voice. I guess his feelings got hurt, which it did. I already have a negative outlook of black men as it is. He was preying on me because he thought that despite me being young, I was also stupid. My parents are stupid, but I wasn't. Hence why my family hates my guts. I'm not damaged goods like they are. I always do my research and study everyone I encounter. That's how I found out the white chick from the dentist's office years ago doesn't have anything to do with black people. All of her friends are white and had hardly anyone black on her friends list on Facebook. I shouldn't have bothered following her in the first place after that insensitive comment she made while I was explaining to her about my social disorder. Just like the white lady I had to go to get my life together, she was doing a lot of over-exaggerating. I don't hate white people, I just don't like talking to them unless there's money involved. The assumptions, lack of compassion, and being over-judgmental is just too much for me. Sorry. But that's the majority of middle-class whites here. And the poor ones too. I'm adding this in because this is an old entry, but I just want to add that the poor white trash ones are just as worse. Actually, there's no difference between poor and the middle-class whites. They act pretty much the same. So yeah, men like him prey on women who are much younger, youthful-looking, so-called virgin, or has no family. He thought the lady who moved here was alone, but she wasn't. she was more than likely going to be his next victim. Oh, one more thing. After the election, this man had the audacity to bring his ass into our yard talking shit to my father about it. If you haven't voted, then you don't have the right to complain. He did that shit twice. Once while I was in the backyard on my cell phone, and the second time while I was sitting there for a while until I left because he gave me anxiety attacks. I wanted to say something so bad, but since my parents were trying to passively trick me off to this guy to get him to do their bidding, I said nothing and walked away. Because if he had directed it at me, then he would have had a problem. My dad sat there shaking his head, acting like he said something back when he didn't, because I know how my dad was. And he only had smoke for women, just like and that's that black side in him that acts like that. I'm not sure about the native side, but that was the black in him to only have smoke for women and not for men. So I digress. I was upset when my neighbor's husband passed away last year. He and I were just getting to talk to each other because for years I was under the impression that he did not like me. I was wrong. He was ill and withering away. Despite him cheating on his wife, I couldn't blame him because she's a bitch. And having my ignorant classmate, he was a good dude. But with a neighbor across the street, I will never forgive him for how he treated me. He saw me as a piece of ass and disrespected me in front of my family. The fact that my parents are trying to communicate with his wife after she ceased from talking to them 12 years after the couple broke up. How in the hell was that my parents' fault? The people down here are stupid. You'll know them since forever, and one little thing happens to them, they're gone. And you can see why I want nothing to do with these assholes. His infidelity had jack shit to do with my parents. When this man was in his dying days, who did he run back to take care of him? The wife he took for granted. I learned that he and his wife were not even married. And this is one of the main reasons why these older men prey on me. They are getting to the age where they are ready to settle down and have someone to take care of them. Fuck that. Looks faded, health declining, yet walking around with a lot of aggression. That's pretty good. Only broke bitches want these guys. So again, I'm not sad about his passing, nor am I happy. I feel sorry for his granddaughter. I used to tend to her a lot when she was a toddler. Older black men tend to have a lot of dirty, evil skeletons in their closets. Pedophilia, incest, crime, SA, and etc. At one point do you grow up? When do you look back at your life and realize it's time for a change? Why did I hurt all of these people I love? I mean, it's a lot that I could write, but what's the use? Professional victims. I'm sorry, I worry about my parents. The man was a monster, but when will we as black people stop protecting the Freddy Kruegers in our community? That goes for men and women. Don't worry, we'll wait. He's not the only one, and won't be the last. Just last year, an older black dude kept driving past the house saying, "Hey baby, yeah, I'm gonna get some of that," practically admitting he was going to R-word me. All I was doing was sitting outside reading my Edgar Allan Poe book. I can't even sit outside to read a fucking book. I can't even go outside just to chill without these guys slowing down their cars, staring and possibly plotting. What pissed me off was the laughter and excuses from the male relatives of mine. It makes me feel like all black men are predators. Some are open about it, others hide it behind fake smiles and gifts. Should I blame my stepsister for this? Partially because of her reputation. I wish she would stop telling people who I am, my name, and etc. I don't care to be acquainted with the company she keeps. I don't want them knowing my name because I am a believer of witchcraft. Don't ask. I have no problem checking any of these niggas, letting them know that I am nothing like her. But I also have to blame my parents for being doormats. All of that smiling and shit ain't gonna get you nowhere, especially around predators. It's worse enough being afraid to even speak to a black dude without the fear of him following me or just taking the greeting for what it is. Because they sure as hell don't take rejection lightly, and nothing with them is platonic. I'm sick of them whining about how much of a good guy he is, and showing beta male's tendencies by whining about how he's been done wrong. They don't know when to stop talking, touching, or to just stop, period. They'll keep on until they think you'll give in, and I never do. Or they'll keep running their mouths until you walk away or tell them to stop talking. Then it's the blatant homophobia. And the ones with children, child please. Millions of men for me to choose from who don't have kids. Why would I be with a guy with a kid knowing that child will grow jealous of my children we have together and try to pimp them? Nope. Hell. I even had black guys I went to school with who also bullied me, smiling, catcalling, and staring, trying to get my attention. I guess they think I have amnesia and have forgotten about the abuse. These guys would call me ugly all the time, but in the back of their minds, they would sleep with me if they could. Gosh, what's wrong with them? I know that at least 2 of these guys have been to prison. Knowing how soft a lot of black men are, probably let some man screw them. Also, I can't say it's safe to finally sit outside again because there are many more like him lurking in the area. A lot of actual confusion going on with the men here. They better take their disease-carrying asses somewhere else because you're not going to ruin me. These older black men prey on me because they are always talking about how young I look, aka look underage, back then, not now. I look great for my age, by the way. I digress. Because I still look the same as I was when I was 10 years old. It's just that my skin got a little lighter over the years. Got a haircut and widened out a little, but I still look the same. Every older black man that came around us, my parents had no problem with the way those men talked to me. Just last year, this black mechanic was a verbal abuser. His wife would laugh at him for how he talked, and I kept a stern look on my face, letting him know that I didn't like how he was insulting my sister-in-law. Once he got to me, he ended up apologizing, saying that's how he is. See that bipolar shit that these niggas have? And a lot of them got schizophrenia and multiple personalities too. I go into that on my Patreon. He had the nerve to say, "You fine, you just don't know it." I don't know I'm fine? Yeah, right. Saying that shit in front of his wife. Another guy was my nephew's uncle. He would hit on me in front of his wife while she's standing there, all bug-eyed, ugly, dusty, gray hair, mustache having bitch. Yeah, I just had a memory, y'all. So yeah, and she would say nothing, just staring like a fucking idiot. I guess they think in their mind these old bitches are something else. They thinking, oh, a man gonna be a man. Well, I don't want a man like that. I wish my man would fucking hit on another bitch, especially one younger than me. Bitch, you gonna walk home. But that's my car. I don't care. I ain't mean to get loud, but oh, these old ass men pissed me off. So yeah, he would kiss me on the forehead and say he wanted to see me dance. It's been years, but if he tries it again, I would check his ass. While my parents are boo-hooing, I am grieving for the people he's hurt, including me. I saw the dismissed expression on his daughter's face, but his son's face made me wonder. He was all smiles. I heard he didn't even get along with him. Sip on that tea, folks. So yeah, by the way, about that guy I just told you about, the one that was kissing me on the forehead, he passed away not too long after this guy did. So yeah, I looked in my room days ago to see that I still had a white teddy bear that this man gave me. I'm thinking, should I throw it out or get it blessed? I'm not sure. I actually have it in another room. I don't keep like stuffed animals in my room because of the bug problems we have in our house. But anyway, I wrote that I was gonna end the post, but I'm gonna keep going. I will end this video with this. I have accidentally included a quote in the alter ego video that I should have included here. But I will tell you what I said word for word. Black American women in our age group have mothers who silently sit back and passively watch us degrees in life, damaging mistakes without saying a single word or feedback, all the while actively participating in guard dogging our brothers. I say this because how predators were able to get access to me. These people knew my parents didn't give a flying F, you know what, about me, some have seen my parents abuse me. So you think me mentioning whatever happened to me, I was going to be believed? And I'm not just talking about these two demons. I'm talking about family members too. I can't even talk about what happened to me because one parent likes to run their mouth to the other family members. The other one told me straight up to get over it. That was my dad, by the way. So where was my protection my entire life? I don't like old men. Never have. Sure, some of the East Asian men are considered old, such as Donnie Yen, Jet Li, Andy Lau, and etc. But those guys aren't abusive. And those guys still look good for their age. That's how Donnie Yen was able to snag a much younger woman here. His wife is like 4 years older than me. Because the man always took care of his looks and stuff like that. These men who's in their 60s and 70s, regular degular guys, they can't pull no fucking young. They gonna get a gold digger, but they ain't gonna get no woman who really loved them unless he was really, really hot, Yeah. Those guys would have to be really, really hot like Donnie Yen, but the average 60-plus-year-old man don't look like Donnie Yen. But yeah, I mentioned in the past that these men will aggressively grab on me. Some wouldn't even let go. These dudes are ridiculously strong, and I think women underestimate old men. Ever heard of old man strength? A lot of old men aren't walking around hobbling and can't walk. A lot of them still have a lot of strength, even despite their age, and will unalive you if they could. Look what happened to that 61-year-old woman who got thrown off a balcony. Shit. These dudes are ridiculously strong, and I'm like, I put my hand up a lot when they get too close. Like, don't get close to me, because I feel like they're gonna try and grab me or do some kind of crazy crap to me, and I don't want them near me like that. But this isn't a post about me telling women not to, date older men. I mean, you can. I say like man about 5 or 10 years older than you, or 5 or 10 years younger than you. Anybody older than that, better use discretion dealing with them, because they, like I said, these dudes got a lot of pent-up anger, especially the black ones, because they just absolutely worthless and useless. I will not tell you to date those men. I don't care, old or young. They all crazy, on the spectrum. Well, the white guys on the spectrum too. I've talked about that too. They got chips on their shoulders. They looking for somebody to take their frustration out on. A lot of them practice a lot of witchcraft and voodoo and stuff, and don't let them touch you. Don't give them your name and all. It's a lot of stuff I can school you guys on, but you're gonna have to join my Patreon. Mostly if you give them their name and stuff, that's pretty much a done deal. That's why I try to rebuke and do spells and protection spells on myself to protect myself, just not from black men, but also from black women too. Because old and young, something's wrong with all black people. Okay. So I'm gonna read a couple of comments and I'm gonna leave the video alone. And I completely agree with this. And somebody wrote, black girls are often told to focus on grades while not being taught important social tactics. This is not only needed for dating, but in a community full of toxic, low-value black men. Black girls need to be taught how to avoid such men. And I thought this was fitting too. Somebody said, LOL, from working in a nursing home, I really want y'all to know it's so important to be good to your kids throughout their lives. This lady dropped her father off, signed over all her rights to him, and told all of us not to contact her when he died because of how bad he used to beat her. Yeah. You'll see black dads like that who beat the crap out of their daughters and shit, and act like surprised when the daughters don't have no respect for them, or leave them alone and shit because of how protective they are of their sons, just like black women are protective of their sons and not their daughters. They think the daughter's supposed to be there to look out for the brothers and the men in the family, just like what happened with the situation where my family members had the bitch next door was like, you need to step up and you need to stand by them. And if I was Karen, she probably would have been in a body bag, and I probably would be in prison right next to the cell to where my family members are, because you don't say crap like this, because these women tend to protect some of the worst people. You don't see them protecting people who actually got their shit together, who actually are doing something positive. They don't stand by them. They think they're corny and all that other crap, but stand by somebody who unalive somebody, standing by people who N-word children, standing by people who are predators and all that shit. They want you to protect them. No, ma'am. You need to stay the fuck away from me and stay out of my damn yard. And I make sure when she's around, I just go in the house or whatever. But lately, she hasn't been really coming around. and stay your big back nasty ass in your own fucking yard and give your husband a baby, bitch. You got more important things to worry about than what's going on here. Can't stand stupid ass mammies, old and young, just like you, who stand behind predators and murderers and shit. Get the fuck out of my damn life. So anyway, I'm gonna end this post here. I may have something more to say. I said post, I mean video. And I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Make sure you guys leave a comment. Feel free to give me your point of view. Hit the Cash App if you like my content and want, if you want some topics for me to discuss. I will read what you send me and stuff like that. I'll make sure I'll get to it ASAP. But for now, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Au revoir.